Capricorn, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol, and this is going to be a general reading for November 2024. And if you are new to the channel, I want to welcome you. It's we're almost a year old in December, so I'm glad you found me. And if you are coming back, if you've subscribed, I want to thank you for supporting me. In today's reading, we're going to be doing the Yellow Cardinal Cross, and if you've been following me, we have done this reading before, and it's one of my favorites actually. And if you are interested in a personal reading from me, I've left a link for you in the description box and also in the comments section, and it'll take you to my website carolcares.com. And it'll take you to a number of 6 or 7 readings you can select from if you're interested in a personal reading. All right. So let's get started. I'm going to be looking at, first of all, what issue, situation, struggle, decision, pattern you're sitting with. That'll be the first card I pull out. And then the second one will be on top of that. And that's going to be a clarifier for your issue, or maybe it's going to tell me sort of what's blocking or obscuring this situation that you're sitting in. And then number 3 on your right hand side, this is going to be the conscious influence on what's going on. So you're gonna be aware of what's going on right here. You know what's going on. So and then I'll tell you sort of how it's relating to this issue or situation that you're dealing with. And then when we get to part 4, that's the most important part really, is the unconscious influence. And so the reason why it's so important is because you're not aware of this, because it's sitting in your unconscious. It's actually sitting in your shadow. And so we're going to be doing some shadow work in part 4. And if you're unfamiliar with those two terms, shadow or shadow work, I've left you a really good video in my description box below. And it's all about facing your own shadow. And it's called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Shadow Work. And it's a video that I put together because of my own healing journey, intensive healing journey that I've been on for the last 7.5 years. And I put that together for people that, need some help with shadow work. And, our shadow is those things that we've repressed, we've pushed away, shoved down, emotions, memories, all our stuff from childhood or adolescence that we just don't want to look at. And it's sitting there waiting for us to heal. And so we're going to look at that, because that is what's going to drive and influence this situation the most. In part 5 at the top, we're going to look at what is needed for resolution for this situation. And then finally, part 6, we're going to look for some guidance from the tarot. And, the guidance is just going to give you a step that you can take, because remember, this is a process. This is the healing journey. It's not going to be some magical solution for you, but it's definitely going to get you off on the right foot. I am also going to give you some playlists and suggest some playlists at the end for you that are related to the specific issue at hand here, and also to the guidance from the tarot. And they're going to be taken from my other channel, Carol Cares. And also, if I bring up journaling, because that's my number 1 tool, journaling, and also grounding. Equally, I use those in my own healing journey. There are some writing prompts that I will suggest for you as well. All right, so let's begin. In this reading, I'm going to be using the Ehrenberg Tarot. I'm also going to be clarifying with the Tarot Vintage. And yeah, so I've pre-shuffled all these cards. So I'm going to ask the tarot now for one card for the issue that Capricorn is looking at for the month of November. One card, please. And you have the High Priestess right in the middle. And let's have a card on top of this for a clarifier, or what's obscuring this. One card, please. Try this again. One card. There we go. You have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, and that's what's obscuring this. So, let's look at the conscious influence over here on your right side. One card. Ooh, these wanted to come out, so now that was kind of sideways here. So you have the Four of Pentacles. No, we don't get 3 cards here, so that's interesting. The Ten of Cups. I don't think I remember getting 3 cards for, and then the Death card. Because I do have to clarify them. I might just take one clarifier for that one. And then the Unconscious Influence. 1 card, please. And it was funny because they were forcing their way out of my hand. It's hard to shuffle when you have itches on your face. All right. Sideways here. You have the Sun card. You have the Sun card. And resolution. What's the resolution here for Capricorn? Oh, that one fell out. 5 of Wands in reverse. And finally at the bottom, we're going to ask for some guidance from the tarot. 1 card, please. Nine of Swords. Okay, so let's go to our second deck, the Tarot Vintage. And I'm going to ask for some clarification for these 2 cards here in the middle. So maybe a couple cards here for these 2 cards. The High Priestess and the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, that one might want. No, it went back in. Some cards wanting. Oh, there we go. Now, interestingly enough, you have the Ten of Cups here, and you get the Ten of Cups here again. I haven't seen the Ten of Cups come out. This is, I'm at my 3rd last reading for all the signs. I have not seen the Ten of Cups come out for a while. I don't think it's come out in all these readings this month, and then you get it twice here. So, interesting. Ten of Cups in reverse. They're just some cards that don't come out that often. And the Six of Pentacles in reverse. And I've seen it come out often before, but for some reason, not in these readings. So it's come out twice. And then let's clarify over here. And this is going to be the conscious influence. And I'm going to ask for maybe 1 clarifier for that. You got quite a few here. So 3 cards already. Just 1 card. Oh. Yeah, that was here. The Ace of Swords in reverse. And the conscious influence. Can I have a couple cards for that one? Ooh, that one wanted to come out. Strength card on the floor. And 1 more. Here we are, the 5 of Cups, and that's in reverse. On top, let's clarify this 5 of Wands. Couple cards. There we go. It was like right at the beginning. The Hermit in reverse. I was ready to curse at the deck. And the 2 of Cups. Oops, I bent that. 2 of Cups. That was interesting. Okay, 9 of Swords here. 2 cards, please. And they're right at the beginning, so I think that's why it was taking so long to come out. Two cards. That one wants to come out. It's stuck in my hand. One more. I know you can do it. Okay. Oops, you have the Moon card. You have the 10 of Swords and the 7 of Swords. That is your guidance from the tarot. We are ready to begin your reading. So, in January 2024, Capricorn, I did a yearly reading for you, and they're in my description box if you're interested. And I pulled out 12 cards, one for each month of the year. And November, you got the 7 of Wands here. That is your overriding energy for this month, for this reading here. And so the 7 of Wands is probably one of my favorite cards in the deck. It reminds me a lot of myself on my own healing journey that I've been on for 7.5 years intensively to heal my own complex trauma. And when I first started this journey, there were some individuals, so this is what I see myself here as, this individual that decides to go out, and all I wanted to do was to heal my stuff. And I really didn't know what it was that I had, but I knew I had something. And 7.5 years later, I find out I have complex trauma because I had all repressed memories. And when I went out on my healing journey, there were people below me that invalidated me and would not support me, i.e. significant family members that came at me and wanted me to keep quiet. And so on this journey, you'll find that when you step out, and you're going to be noticed, when you step out and you want to heal yourself, there are people that will just feel like they need to pull you back down, like they just, because that would mean they're feeling uncomfortable and they would have to look at their own stuff. And so they tend to just try to pull you back down. And so sometimes we will lose people on this journey because they just can't support us and they can't come along with us. And so it becomes a very lonely journey. And that's this individual that's here on this pedestal, on this rock. But what's very interesting, if you look at this individual's shoes, he has a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other. So he's very much someone that's a nonconformist, you know. He's going out there because this journey that you go on, this healing journey, it's not a journey that a lot of people take. Let's be honest here. It's a very difficult journey. And that's why, you know, I realize that I'm not going to get like, a huge following. It wouldn't be the same following as another tarot reader that promises you some lover coming along. I mean, who doesn't want that, right? But the healing journey is one that is very difficult and very lonely. And so if you're following me on this channel, you're definitely on the healing journey, and you know you're into your growth and healing your stuff. And that's what this channel is about. It's a healing journey. It's a healing channel. So that's the overriding energy about not feeling supported, not feeling validated. Going out on your own. It's a very lonely journey at times. So let's look at what's going on with you, what situation you're dealing with right now. Well, you have 2 cards here at the beginning, and the one card is the High Priestess right here. And the High Priestess is a major arcana card, and it's actually the first half of the feminine energy in the major arcana, the feminine side to us, the feminine part of us. We all have a feminine part and we all have a masculine part, and it has nothing to do with gender. But the feminine side, this High Priestess in particular, has a beautiful quality called intuition, and she represents intuition. She represents that deep inner knowing, that deep inner guidance that we all have inside of us, that comes from, you know, some divine source up there, whether you want to call it God, creator, universe, spirit, you know, whatever name you give to it. Your intuition, your gut instinct is a feminine aspect of it that has been repressed for years. And so this is coming out for you right now. This inner guidance, this inner knowing is appearing as your first card, which is beautiful. I haven't had this before. And so let's clarify a bit here, because this Eight of Pentacles card came out sideways. And the Eight of Pentacles talks about, the pentacle is about our job space. It could be our material world, our health. But the Eight of Pentacles in particular talks about a job that we do, or something that we want to do that we're very passionate about. Right? Like for myself, this tarot came about. It was not, I didn't know about tarot 5 years ago. I had no idea what tarot was. And it just eventually, it as I healed more and more, it was something that came up in my healing. And so I'm wondering here if you are feeling this inner, there's an inner knowing here that you have, some kind of a gut feeling, if you want, that there's some sort of a job here that you're wanting to do. Maybe you know what it is. Or maybe like you want to switch jobs. I'm not really sure here, because it was sideways. And so if it was in reverse, it would be like maybe something that you've done before, or you've been doing, and you thought it was your passion. And now you're kind of changing your mind. You're thinking, I think there's maybe something else out there that I want to do. So, and it's, you feel like it's your intuition. Your intuition is something that is very quiet, and it'll come back as a little nudge, and then it'll go away and come back as a little nudge and go away, and keep doing that. It's not something that's desperate, and it's not loud. That is when, you know, that's your real ego that's taken over. But the intuition is very quiet. And so I'm going to say that you're quietly feeling something about a passion about something that you want to do, whether it's in the workspace, whether it's, you know, maybe you're retired and there's something you've been thinking that I want to do that because it's really, I'm feeling this pull towards it. And right after that is the Ten of Cups, and we talked about that. And the Ten of Cups is like the end of a cycle of a full range of emotions that you have access to and you feel. Because when you have your intuition, we can only access our own intuition when we are in our body, because it's a feminine aspect to ourselves. If we are up in our heads, we are being driven by the ego, which is the masculine side of us. But if you're in your body, that's when you're going to be in touch with you're grounded into your body. You are going to be in touch with your intuition. And if you're in your body, you're also going to be feeling your emotions. But this is in reverse here. So there's really some, a block of emotions or something going on here where there's something here that's blocking this. And I can see here where the block is coming from, because you're not dealing with, you're not looking at this last card here. And if it's in reverse, there's a resistance to dealing with it and looking at it. And so this may be covering up your intuition and your knowing, because oftentimes when we're trying to get in touch with our intuition, there are some blocks, some things, some emotions that we need to get to first that are covering it up or blocking it. And this card is the Six of Pentacles. And the six is in my deck. There are four of them. And then there's also the Lover's card. All of them have a duality to them. And so in an upright position, this particular six has the on the surface, it looks like this individual is giving out, balancing out, weighing out what these individuals think they're worth. And if one individual says, I think I'm worth 3 coins, well, he's going to weigh out 3 coins, right? So it's that thing of giving and receiving, but you're going to only receive what you think you are worth. And that's what this whole card talks about here. And it's in reverse here. And so there's definitely something going on where your emotions are stirring because there's something you want to do. I can see it that's coming up, and it's it's something that's intuitive. And usually when it's intuitive, it's like almost like an intuitive idea would be something that's absolutely crazy. And people would look at you and go like, what are they doing? And so it's probably something like you are feeling this and you're all excited about it, but you're getting shut down by this emotion of not feeling good enough, right? Not feeling like, do I deserve this? I don't deserve this. Like, who do I think I am is another one, you know. So this is very much an unworthiness card. So you are feeling very unworthy about this idea, this intuitive focus that you're having here that you want to do. And so let's find out where, you know, I think we're going to find out where this unworthiness is coming from. Now, what are you aware of here? What's the conscious influence on this? Let's get some more information. So the Four of Pentacles talks about, and I love this, this particular depiction here of the Four of Pentacles, how this individual has this real weight here. See this weight that they're having to walk around with, right? And it's like you're attached to this ball and chain. And this card, the Four of Pentacles, talks about, you know, what sort of attachments, what are you holding on to? What is it you don't want to let go of? And then you get the Ten of Cups. The emotion card. What emotion here? What emotion are you holding on to that you don't want to let go of? I think we already established that you have an emotion here that you don't want to let go of. And, or something that you don't want to let go of because the Death card comes in here and sideways. Well, the Death card, this gruesome Death card, this is the card that speaks about having to clear the way. And in order to clear the way for, you know, good things to come in, new things to come in, the old stuff has to go. And what is this old stuff? Old habits we have, old emotions that we're clinging on to, belief systems we have about ourselves, people sometimes we have to let go of. It's interesting that you have the Seven of Wands there, you know, how you're on this journey and there's, you know, you're fighting some individuals below you there that don't want you to go on this crazy journey that you're wanting to go on. I call it crazy because it's very, very creative and very intuitive. And I don't mean crazy in the crazy way, but it's just it's an amazing thing that you want to do. And people need to go sometimes. So there's something here that needs to go here. There's something you're holding on to, some sort of emotion. And I think we just established that it was this feeling of not deserving this, feeling unworthy. And you're not, you need to let this go. But we're going to get some more clarification on that to help you out here. And then you get this Ace of Swords. There's this Ace of Swords here. What is the sword? Well, the sword is the truth. It's the Ace of Authenticity. This ace is an offer from the universe. It's a gift from the universe. And it's saying, you know what we're going to do? Here's the ace. You're going to take it. This is the sword that's going to cut through that bullshit about you feeling you don't deserve this because somebody told you that when you were younger, and somebody told you that you were unworthy. And so that's the stuff that you're holding on to right now. And it's in reverse here. And so there's a real resistance on your part to looking at where did this unworthiness come from. And that's there's a lot of shame in there. That's what it is. It's the emotion of shame that we don't want to look at because it's shitty. It's not an emotion that we're born with. It's something that's given to us. It's handed down by other people that told us we were not deserving, told us that we were unworthy because they felt that themselves, right? And in telling you that, they, there's a lot of shame in that. And so it's like something that's handed down from generation to generation, this shame. Everybody has it on a continuum. And so here's a new offer from the universe for you that's saying, here's the chance. Here's your chance to find your truth. But again, it's blocked here. It's in resistance. And I'm wondering if there's just a fear of you facing that shame that you're carrying around. Because in order for you to get to this, take this step that you want to take for yourself here, go towards this, you've got to clear out that shame. That's how this journey works. And so let's go to your shadow. What's going on? Because this is what's going to have the biggest impact on this situation right here, So let's see if we get something with your shame here. And so in your shadow, this is where, this is from your childhood. This is from your teenage years, where all the stuff that, you were told about yourself that wasn't, other people just didn't agree with you, or didn't sort of like things you did, and so when you were told those things, like maybe you're unworthy, maybe you don't deserve things, well, we put that stuff away. We put it away. I'm unworthy, and we shove that in the unconscious, and then it comes out in situations like this. Here's the Sun card, and it was sideways here, and so I'm seeing here that the Sun card talks about pure joy in life, pure joy, to experience joy. And it's really hard on this journey sometimes to find your joy, especially if you've been carrying around or are carrying around a lot of shame. There's there's almost like a shame in there, some guilt built in that we, who do we think we are that we can't experience this pure joy, pure passion. This is what this is. You are very passionate about something that you want to do right now, and going towards that, whether it's leaving a job and wanting to do something else that you're passionate about, or maybe, like I said, you're retired, but there's something here that's you're passionate about, that's going to bring you all this joy right here. But your joy and your passion, you've put away. It's in your unconscious. It's over here. It's over here. And right behind it is the Strength card. Right behind it is the Strength card here. And the Strength card is a card that talks about, that says, you have the strength. You have the strength in you to, if it were to come anywhere else, I would say it's the strength to go inwards and start to open up that Pandora's box, right? That lion's mouth, and start to look at your stuff. But your strength to do that is buried right here with your passion. Buried. So there's a lot of these really stronger qualities, beautiful qualities that you had, and you buried them in your unconscious. Because that's what happens if, we go through our childhood where, certain things were taken away from us and people told us certain things. Well, it kills the joy, and you didn't feel, your strength is right here. You have it, but I think you lost it back then. And then it's very interesting here, because right at the end of this, and I don't make this stuff up, but here's the Five of Cups here in an upright position. Here's this individual right here that has had 5 cups. 5 cups, there are emotions. And this individual has these 3 cups here that they're focused on. It's a cloaked, dark, very dark individual here, dealing with some dark emotions here. And at one point in time, you might have, I talked about how you had the 10 of Cups, your full range of emotions here. If we have a full range of emotions, we have joy in all of that, right? And it's right here was your 10 of Cups here. You don't have those full range emotions. Well, no, your joy is over here. It's in your unconscious. That's why you don't have that full range of emotions. Well, this particular individual there's some real loss here. And it's sitting in your shadow. There is some loss on, maybe you know what it is. And you focused on that loss because, you didn't feel the support. You didn't feel the support. And so this individual focuses on that loss and doesn't even see these two cups. When you're a child, you don't see this hope over here. You don't see this joy over here. You don't see this flowing water of emotions right here. You don't see the silver lining on the other over here. You give up. You gave up. You gave up. Because when your joy and your strength are taken from you, you give up. And when you give up, you feel like you don't matter. You feel like you're unworthy. And you have a lot of shame. When this individual puts their head down, that is very much a sign of shame and hopelessness and unworthiness. And this is and I'm sure you may be sitting in some real hopelessness right now, right? Because you're wanting to do this. There's a party that wants to do this, and yet you're just not feeling deserving. You're not feeling worthy. Like I said, who do you think you are? And so there's some real healing here that needs to be done, especially with the sun and the strength card here buried. And then this 5 of Cups here, definitely where you gave up, right? And you became you felt very hopeless. And so what's the resolution here? Well, we start off with the 5 of Wands. And in an upright position, this is reversed. In an upright position, the 5 of Wands is what I call my ego card. It's where we start looking at other people and we start comparing ourselves. And it's a battle of these wands usually in the Rider-Waite deck. It's where you start comparing yourself to other people. And maybe you're doing that. Maybe you've been doing that. And that would be your ego doing that. Definitely like when I started this tarot channel, I got online and I started looking at other tarot readers and said, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't be that person. I can't do that. There is not one single tarot reader out there that reads the cards the same way. They just don't. Because it's all based on your experience, right? And so everybody's different. And so you're at a point where you're comparing yourself and your ego is feeling less than, right? And it's in reverse here. And so the universe really wants you the resolution here is to realize that you are comparing yourself and you are feeling less than other people because you're comparing yourself to other people. The resolution here, and there's a real resistance to doing it because it's in reverse. But the resolution here is you need to take some time to yourself. You need to go inwards because when you go inwards, the Hermit card says it definitely, like literally, takes time to themselves. I'm going to put myself first. That's when you're going to start to get in touch with this High Priestess. When you learn how to ground yourself, when you go inwards and find out what your next step is or what are these emotions that you need to feel, you're going to start getting in touch with your High Priestess, your intuition. And that's what the Hermit card's all about, but it's in reverse. Because when you go inwards, the universe wants you to get in touch with. I want you to look at this 2 cups. It's the beginning of the cups suit, and the cups is all about our emotions, our desires, our wishes, our dreams. And these two individuals right here are sharing their cups. And if you look up here, it's a very healing with the Caduceus relationship here. Very healing relationship. And you have this winged lion over, looking over what's happening here. And they're exchanging their cups. This is not a story about two separate people. I'm not going to tell you that there's someone that's going to come and save you, or two lovers coming together. But I will tell you is this is a very intimate, vulnerable relationship that the universe wants you to start to have with you, where you go inwards and you start to discover this feminine side to you. We have two sides here, a feminine and a masculine side, but the universe wants you to start making this relationship with you so that you discover those two sides of you, so you discover what your intuition is, because that's your inner guidance here. And so what's the guidance from the tarot? Let's be more specific now. What do they want you to do? Well, the tarot says, here's the Nine of Swords here. Here's the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords talks about this individual, as you can see, with the dreaming, the cloudiness, all these things going on in their head. This is like a card that says, it's something that's keeping you up at night. But when I look at this Nine of Swords, when it comes up for me, whenever my sleep is affected, if I'm waking up at night throughout the night all the time, if I can't fall asleep, like if I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, all of a sudden, or, I know that there's a memory coming up, there's an emotion coming up, there's something for healing coming up. And you probably could be somebody right now that's experienced some sleep issues here. There is something coming up for you right now for healing, and I think we've established that. And here's the Moon card. Here's the Intuition card. It's another intuition card. It talks about things that are hidden that are going to start to come out. There are things here that want to come out. There are memories or emotions that you need to heal, that need to come out here. And this Ten of Swords comes out here. And, it's interesting because you have the Ten of Swords and then you have the Seven of Swords. So there's a lot of sword energy here right on this last line. And you have the 9, the 10, and the 7 of Swords. Very much someone that is up in their head, spinning in their head. And that's very much where your ego wants to keep you, because our ego self is petrified of emotions. It does not want you to go ground into your body. That's where all your emotions are. And so the universe says, well, look what's happening here. Look at these swords. Look what they've done. This is the end of the cycle. The universe is saying, this is the end of your spinning in your head. Look what it's doing to you. This is the end of the cycle. And in order to stop that spinning in your head, these swords are all your mental thoughts that are going on in your head that you're spinning on. These are all these mental thoughts that people told you about yourself that caused your unworthiness. Who do you think you are? You can't do this. There's the ego. There's the Five of Wands coming out where you compare yourself. You're less than. You don't have what it takes to become this. Whatever this situation is that you want to do, this is what's your ego spinning it in your head. And this is the last card. It's a very important card for you. This is the Seven of Swords. This is called the Thief card. This is the card, the thief that runs away with all these swords. And look how dangerously he's carrying those swords. He's carrying them by their tips. And these are all the mental thoughts that you are carrying around, that you have stolen, inherited from those people when you were younger. And you're carrying them all around dangerously because they're not who you are. You, in your conscious part here, the conscious influence, you are aware that there's another truth to you that you're afraid to go to. Here's that sword. We're not going to forget about that sword. It's in reverse here. There's a real big fear on your part, Capricorn, to figure out who you are and to go inwards and start to question some of these things that you're spinning in your head, like, I don't matter, I don't deserve this. Where's that coming from? Where's that coming from? There's a lot of healing here that has to take place because these people told you this. And I'm gonna give you a playlist on shame, and I'm gonna give you I think what's really important is that you start to journal. So I'll also give you some writing prompts on shame, and you're going to see them on my screen right now. You can always go back to them, and then I'll give you a playlist on journaling. And so what you're going to start to do is you're going to start to write from some of those. Read these writing prompts, whichever one you think that you've been saying in your head. I want you to use that as your first line of journaling and just start to rip and start to journal from that, because there's a part of you, a big part of you, that feels unworthy, and you got to get to that. And shame is one that you've got to grieve. You got to really grieve that shame. It's shitty, feels like hell, but that's the stuff that you're carrying around about yourself. And once you get through that, you are going to be able to ground into your body. And I have some videos on grounding as well that you can look at on my other channel called Carol Cares. And you can get in touch with your intuition. Start to ground. You ground and then you journal. And from that shame, once you get over that, you'll be amazed at how it's going to clear the way from you. It's going to clear the way. You're going to know what to do with these people right here that are trying to pull you down, and you're going to know what your next step is. So Capricorn, I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through. This is the most difficult journey of your life, but it's the most important one. So I will talk to you again in 2 weeks.